Hi everybody, welcome back to part 2. I have clipped some of the seed heads off of my zinnia plants, as you can see. It's a nice close version there. And now I'm going to show you how I take the seeds off of the seed heads, show you the different types there are and how I store them. Okay. So let's take this one here. So this one fully dried on the stem, that's what you want. And you can see that this is just the cone that's remaining on a zinnia. So here's one where I pulled it. It feels dry. It's not as dry as this other one, but I wanted to pull that one so I could show you that there are two different types of seeds on a zinnia plant. Some from the petals and some from the cone. So the cone makes it really easy. As you can see, some of them have already come off. And let me clear a little spot here. And I'm just going to show you. It's as simple as pulling them off. Now, if I can get a good close-up for you, you see how those have some pointy ends to them? Now it's a little hard to see. This is a good one. Ooh, let's see if I can get, there we go. So that is a seed pod right there. Now you can see these kind of things. These are not seeds. It's okay if you save them and put them in your little container if you can't separate them, but those are not seeds. These two right here, oops, are seeds. There's a seed. So these guys right here are seeds. I know this is getting all combined together. Well, let me see if I can get a few over here in a little pile. They almost look like little spears. So that right there is a seed. So that's what you want to save from the cone. So those are seeds produced by the flower. All seeds are produced by the flower, but these are produced specifically by the flower. And the ones that I'm going to show you that come off of the petals, those are pollinated, and that's how they create their seeds. And so the difference is the ones on the cone more than likely will produce the same type of flower that you had this year. The flower that you picked from, that's most likely what it's going to turn into. When they come from these seeds that are pollinated, you all know that when pollinators go from flower to flower, they don't specifically stay with one variety, one color. They just want pollen. So they are, I'll call it, and this isn't technical, so don't repeat this. Don't quote me on this, but it's kind of like they're cross-pollinating. So your flower, if you plant these seeds from the petals, your flower may not be the same color as this flower was this year. So that's almost a guarantee that it won't be. But these others, there's more of a chance that they will be just like the flower that you picked next year when you plant them. But in my case, I don't care. I love the colors that were in my garden. I know they're all like pinks and oranges and apricots and reds and kind of in the same color family that I like. So I'm just going to mix them all. I am not separating these, and I don't care whether some of them were pollinated or not, and whether they're all going to be pink or some are going to be orange. I think the more colors, the merrier. So I will just put all of these seeds into a couple of packets, and I'll need a couple of packets because it's going to be a lot of seeds. When you start taking the seed heads off of a zinnia, you will be amazed at how many seeds you will get. And I've never counted them, but I'm going to say there are hundreds on one seed head. You never, once you buy zinnias, whether it's seed, and I would say probably from seed more likely. When you buy them from seed, plant them, grow them, you will never have to buy zinnia seeds again unless you want a specific color that you don't have. So I will get started on some of these and just show you what I'm going to do. Just to show you, this is just one seed pod. Remember I said hundreds? I wasn't joking. So again, some of these are not seeds, but you know what I do? Because I kind of broadcast seed them, sow them when I do that in the spring, late spring, early summer. I don't care whether I have these other things in there, so it's not worth my time to separate the actual seeds. I just take that pile like it is, and I have these wonderful little seed packets that I got online that I can put the seed type, the variety if I know it, when I collected it so I know how old they are, and any specific growing notes that I learned this year that they do better in a little bit of shade due to our hot sun here in the high desert, or whatever growing notes that would help me in growing these zinnias next year. That's what I put here. Even the timing of when I plant the seeds, how much water I give them, that sort of thing. So I'm just going to start loading them up. Again, I am not separating the seeds from those little petals I showed you. It's just not worth the time for me because that could take a lot of time. And because I just broadcast them when I sow them with my hand, it's not going to matter. It's just, I think some people call it chaff. So that doesn't matter. So you can see, I don't know if you're going to be able to see inside this bag, but it's quite a few seeds from one seed pod. All right, I'm going to do the rest of these, and then I'll be back to show you the petal seeds. Now here's a good example. This one isn't as dry as the other ones. You saw how easily they came off. This one really isn't dried, so I'm not even going to bother with that one. I have plenty of others. So it's important to let them dry on the stems completely. Makes your job easier collecting the seeds, and you don't miss out on gathering some seeds. Because that other one I can't use. It's just not dry enough. Okay. So now to the seeds that come from the petals. And I have this one that there were a few petals left on. I think I have a few of them, plus this one that a lot of petals were left on. So I can show you, this is a great example. So this is the cone that we got all the seeds on the other ones from, because they had already dropped all their petals. But this has petals, so I'm going to just pull this out, and there you go. You can see the tip of this one. Let's see if I can get it. That is the seed at the tip. This is the petal, but this is the tip, and which includes the seed. So you don't need to save this, but you do need to save that. That is the seed. Sorry if that's not focusing really well there. There we go. The petal, and the seed. So that's the difference. And so I'm going to actually put these in a separate packet. Not because the color is necessarily different, but just to see that they are the petal seed versus what I call the cone seed. All right, we'll get started here. There's another really good one. And you can still use all of these too, so don't throw that away. I'm going to put that to the side. Here's another one that has some on it. You can see the seed at the end. Seed at the end. 2 seeds. There's a seed. Sorry about the lack of focus there. So let me just go ahead and do all these. Again, you don't have to separate the petal seeds from the cone seeds, but I may do a little experiment next year and see what the petal seeds end up looking like versus these are the cone seeds. All right, now on this big flower that may or may not be dried enough, I actually think it is. So I picked it. Petals are still intact, but it is dry. You can hear it, it's crunchy. And just pulling them out. And there you go. There's the seed head on the petal. So you don't have to be too ginger with this. Because it's pretty easy. You can see all those seeds. All of those seeds. Again, you're getting, I don't know, 100 from the petals and hundreds, at least, from the cone. All right, so I hope that was very helpful to you. And again, I'm going to take these. Now, just like I said on the cones, you don't have to go through all these and take off the petal and just save the seed. And because I do a broadcast planting, the whole thing's going to go in. I like to save time. I don't particularly care to touch things more than once if I don't have to. And so we're just gonna put the petal and the seed in this container, in this little packet. And this particular one I labeled because I do know that it is a light pink double zinnia. And I'm going to write down here, maybe I'll write on the growing notes that this is petal seeds. And on the other one, I'll make sure I write that it is cone seeds. And we'll just see what happens. See if I have a chance next year to do a little experiment of a section using the petal seeds and a section planting the cone seeds, and if I can keep them separated enough where I remember, I will see what color they are, what they look like, if they're doubles, if they're different color than light pink. That might be an interesting experiment to do next year. All right, so I do hope this has been very beneficial for you all. And thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.